And welcome back to another episode of Life in Prison. As always, my name is Zach. So unfortunately, I spent 5 years of my life in maximum security prison. Since getting out, I've got my medical degree, and I'm currently working in urgent care helping others who cannot help themselves. I did 5 years up at Mount Olive Correctional Complex and Huntsville Correctional Center. What I do is speak about my time while I did in prison along with getting out. I also do video chat interviews with inmates that are still locked up in prison, regardless if it's for murder, doing a life sentence, for selling drugs, for stealing and robbing things. Just showing you a first-hand look what's really actually like living life in prison. You can shoot guns, you can sell dope, you can steal stuff, but at the end of the day, it's gonna get you in a 7x12, and you're not gonna like it. So today what we're talking about is prison DPs. What happens when you end up not obeying the rules? So most of the time, you are not ever supposed to witness another DP. And I'm saying like this, because at the end of the day, it all boils down to prison politics. Just like out here on the streets is politics, same thing in prison. If you're a part of a different organization or gang, you are not supposed to see anything that happens with the disciplinary actions of another's set, right? So if someone ends up getting in trouble for doing whatever it may be, you're not supposed to watch what happens when they discipline their own. Unfortunately, sometimes it happens. Prison's only oh so big. I'm sure we've pretty much seen a lot of the times individuals going in the cell, scrapping and beating each other up, or going in the showers. It's a lot of the good places to go because there's no cameras. They can't see you there. So, most of the time with DPs, every gang's different. However they go down, that's what they're going to follow. Have I ever gotten DP'd? Absolutely. Got DP'd one time and it fucked me up. The reason being is because I had dropped a knife, a shank, in front of an outsider cell. An outsider means someone that's not a part of your organization or gang. Whatever your clique, they're not a part of your clique. But it doesn't matter. I dropped the knife in front of an op pretty much, right? So obviously I had to go ahead and take that. Obviously, you gotta do what you gotta do. And any time after that, never dropped another knife again. I can promise you that. I've seen pretty much GDs, Crips, and Bloods. I've seen them all end up getting DP'd just because, like I said, when you've got a group of individuals that go into a cell and they're fighting their own, not anybody else, obviously you know DP's going on. Most of the time, a DP's happening because one of their own did something they weren't supposed to, regardless if it's dropping the bag, right? Getting something fucked up, saying something they're not supposed to, going somewhere they're not supposed to be going, talking to someone they're not supposed to be talking to. There's a lot of different things that can get people DP'd. A lot of the time being on a poker table. Most gangs and stuff, especially in prison, you're not supposed to be gambling because that puts your unit, puts your organization in harm's way because you're dealing with money, right? If you owe $500 and you don't have that money, now who's that falling back on? The gang. So a lot of times if you're on the table, they're going to let you sit on the table. But when you get off, you're going to go ahead and go in that cell and you're going to take your DP. We've all seen the Crip Mac DP happen and how it was filmed. Something like that should have never been filmed. I don't know why it was filmed. I don't know who uploaded it to the internet, but whoever uploaded to the internet, they should have been dealt with because that's not something that should have been seen at all. That's politics within that gang. That has nothing to do with outsiders, but yet millions of people have seen it. That's what a DP will look like most of the time. You've got a couple individuals who are, you know what I'm saying, unfortunately showing their brother, and hey, you did wrong, now you're going to take this punishment for it. Whenever you see something like that happening, turn away. Do not let them see that you saw because that can be an issue. And I promise you, you don't want any of those issues, especially if you're in another organization. A lot of the time in prison, you don't want to bloody someone's face up, or you don't want to give them a black eye. For one, you can get hit with the COs that way. So not only that, but it's like this, right? If I'm giving one of my brethren, right, a DP, why would I actually really want to injure them, like really hurt them, right? Because if I hurt them and then something jumps off and now I need him, he's not at full capacity to be able to fight. So I'm kind of kicking myself in the ass for that, right? But a lot of times people end up getting power hungry, right? Feeding frenzy. Start seeing blood, people really end up going crazy. It's a feeding frenzy. A lot of time I've seen dudes walk out there with 2 black eyes, broken nose, you know what I'm saying? And to me, it's crazy. Like, why would you want to put your hands on your brother to that extent? Why would you really want to hurt your brother if you really care for them as much as you say, right? I mean, that's what literature says. So why would you want to harm your brother more than what you would harm your enemy? DP is essential. That's pretty much what keeps you in line, in-house, in line, right? Because if you got a comrade that's running around doing a bunch of dumb stuff, racking up dope debts, you know what I'm saying, running around calling people bitches and whores, something's gonna have to happen to that, because if not, all y'all getting smacked off. DP is essential within an organization or gang because it keeps everyone inside in line. It's all about structure, it's all about unity, it's all about running in line. So if you cross this line, there has to be consequences, because if not, then people will just do whatever they want, and then the infrastructure will crumble. I can promise you that. There have been a few times where I've seen people going to get DP'd, but they actually end up getting jumped out. Sometimes it happens. If you got an individual, sometimes you kind of gotta trick them too, because if you have an individual that keeps up racking up any type of debts, right, regardless for gambling or drugs, you need to cut that off. Obviously, if they've taken DP after DP for the same thing, anything after 2 times is too many. So we've had to trick people and say, hey, look, you about to take this DP, but in actuality, you really about to get smashed the fuck off, because you're too much of a liability and you cannot stand on your own 2 feet, so you're definitely not hopping on our backs. Have people come in the cell thinking they're only about to get DP'd, little pokey poke, sometimes they end up getting stabbed out. It is what it is. Whatever actions that you want to fucking keep going down the road, if you know it's wrong, then it's only fair that you take what's coming to you. At the end of the day, you signed up and you knew what was coming, so don't try to back out now. Now, I do not condone gang violence, and I do not condone any type of gang activity. I'm just showing you a first-hand look what it's actually like living in this type of lifestyle. All the rappers are in these gangs, they're making millions of dollars. They make it seem cool. It's not really what it is. At the end of the day, it's supposed to be a brotherhood. It's supposed to be united from the different types of neighborhoods that everyone lived in. You are your own, right? Now, you can have a bunch of dudes on the same gang and you not know who is who. Now, unfortunately, a lot of these gangs, they aren't doing enough DPs within their own ranks. Now they got a bunch of clowns running around because no one knows how to handle themselves, because they're not men yet. They're still boys in a men's prison. Everything boils down to respect in your word as a man. At the end of the day, you can have $1 million on your books. If your word as a man is trash and garbage, then that's the type of individual that you are. The only thing that matters is your word as a man. If I put my word on something, how good is it? You can have a lot of money, doesn't mean your word is good. So it boils down to your word as a man in prison is how you're going to get by. If your word's trash, then everyone knows that you're no good. Unfortunately, like I said, a lot of these gangs aren't DPing their own, and now you've got people that are just bringing more people underneath them who have never been disciplined in the first place. I'd rather have a small unit with strength opposed to a crowd of 400 dudes who are just sheep, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? It takes a real leader to know how to navigate your own organization and to keep it running properly. Having a bunch of dudes underneath you is not the way to go. Unfortunately, some people have to find out the hard way, but hey, it's going to be a learning experience at the end of the day. Hopefully, you took notes. I greatly appreciate you guys' continued support, and I hope you keep enjoying the videos. Today was just a short video on DPs in prison. How's it go down, where they go down. It's all unknown because it's supposed to be out of sight, out of mind. You are not supposed to see another's DP. So, hopefully you guys never have to go down that path. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification button so you'll be first informed when I upload. Hope you guys keep enjoying the videos. Stay warm out there because it is getting frigidly cold. 2023 has already started out on a cold front. So let's heat this shit up and keep it going. As always, I send my utmost love, loyalty, respect. Keep pushing positivity. I hope you guys come back for more. We gone.